Today for my guest, I have Brian Rivera, who is representing the creative team of the comic Freakier Than Normal that's on Kickstarter right now. Brian, how's it going?
Going good, it's going good. It's been a hectic day, but it's going good, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I've been taking a look at this manga series, which looks really awesome, and I've been looking at it here and there, and the story is just great. It's basically about this young girl who is so into video games that she wishes to be a video gamer herself, which I think is really amazing. It's a really awesome story, and then actually that wish kind of happens. It actually kind of comes true. Can you tell us a little more about Freakier Than Normal?
Yeah, Miyuki or Mia, that's what her actual name. Miyuki is like her avatar, a gaming avatar. She is like this competitive gamer, the one that like rages and quit when they lose. But all she wanna do is like play video games and maybe like become just like like a lifetime, like living tournaments and stuff. And one day randomly, when she comes out one of these events, she says like a meteor shower, and one of them tends to like hit it right in the face. It's kind of funny because
Wow.
her face is like, what the everybody covered, and she's like just standing there, and the comet just hit her right in the face, and nothing happens. She's like, oh, nothing happening. It just like spark, and it turns out it was like a superpower. It gives her like pixelated abilities. Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really funny how you brought up the whole meteor hitting me in the face kind of thing, because I mean, with some of like the greatest characters that we've known in this past century, I mean, a lot of them had something happen to them that was just unexpected. Like, for instance, Peter Parker getting bit by a spider, he becomes Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Or with what's another one I can think of? You got
Like
Spider-Man.
Batman getting his pattern killed or something.
Yeah, and it's just these are things like you would expect like people to like get hurt from, and yeah, they kind of do get hurt, but then they wake up feeling okay the next day, or probably even better, and they're like, oh snap, like
Yeah.
I have like all these powers. And if you, especially in Spider-Man's a perfect example of that. This average goofy nerd
Yeah.
getting bit by this radioactive spider, and he's like,
Oh,
what
the same,
you know
the same Flash too.
or the Flash, that's another one.
A
Yeah,
lot of like chemicals on his body and shit, and he like.
yeah,
he's
when he
very
gets struck by lightning, and then he gets these speed powers, and he's like a speedster.
Yeah. We like originally we planned to do like something like that, like more darker, gritty stuff, like like she losing like somebody loved one, like a good reason to fight and stuff, but
Yeah,
we
like
kind of
there's that
like
element
kind of
there.
like yeah, we kind of like just went for something lighter, like just like out of random, something like she's good for the sake of being good. She doesn't have to have like a dead parent or something,
Oh
like a sad
no.
backstory. she's like a superhero, like an honest superhero, a super innocent.
So I guess what you're trying to say is that not all stories like this have to be like dark, right? Like they have to
Yeah,
have,
sadly, yeah.
then it kind of needs to be like a little bit of a middle ground. I mean, they can't always be dark and gloomy like Batman, for instance.
Yeah, we don't have to kill Uncle Ben every time.
We don't have to kill Uncle
Yes,
Ben
I don't
anytime,
know.
yeah, or Martha and Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what can you tell me about Mia? She seems like a really interesting character. I mean, wanting to become a video game character and all that, and she also has a sister too. It looks like, who is looking after her.
Yeah, she's like the voice of reason, because Miyuki is like this super rash, like super. She doesn't think before she acts. She just like jumps at everything, and you still have to be there to like, hey, stop! That's not good. That's you shouldn't be doing that.
Right,
'Cause,
right.
yeah, every superhero needs someone to like keep him on the ground, like like Oracle for Batman or
Like Alfred to Batman, yeah, kind of keep him in
yeah.
check.
Yeah.
A good example of that too, I feel, is like the interactions between Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars, where
True.
Anakin's
Yeah.
very impulsive and just doesn't think before he does something, and Obi-Wan has to tell
Exactly.
him like, look, dude, you need to like let's just plan this out. He's
Yeah,
like,
you
no,
gotta
we gotta
listen
go
to
in there right
your
now.
listen to your elders. Like we know from experience, like what you're going
Yeah.
through.
And so one of the cool things I actually liked about this comic that I've noticed as I looked over it was just that you talk about the inspiration behind Freakier Than Normal, which is how it's a way to give us readers a taste of the rich Dominican culture and all that. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, you see, like we wanted to like put more like historic stuff, but that's not really that interesting, or people like will fall off reading from it. So we wanted to like give it our own spin on it. Like we wanted to like give little hints and nods from our culture. Like for example, the first scene of the comic, she's fighting this very popular, like one of the best in the world, a Dominican Street Fighter pro gamer.
Yeah, I think I
He's
saw
called
the
Mena
preview of
Mena
that.
LD. Yeah, and she's like fighting with him, and she wins the tournament, and he like gets pissed off and yells something a common curse word, Dominican curse word. I can't say it right now, but yeah, we wanted to give like little hints and nods. Like one of the scenes, the fight scenes, takes place on one of the landmarks from there. You're gonna see some like local foods and stuff there. We didn't want it to be like really blatant about it, like all up in your face, but we wanted to still like give hints and stuff, like still give you that taste of our culture.
That's really awesome. What that really reminds me of too is just that it reminds me of this comic publisher in Nigeria called Comics Republic. And what's amazing about that is just that they give like a taste of like, because I'm part Nigerian on my
Yes.
dad's side of the family, and um, they have like, it's so cool because like they make references to many of the gods and goddesses or stuff from folklore in that country, and especially surrounding the hero Guardian Prime. And I think it's comics like Freakier Than Normal are a pretty good way to teach people about your culture. And I mean, with Comics Republic, I mean, I learned a little bit more about Nigeria. I mean, I don't know too much, I mean, but it made me learn a little bit more. I'm like, oh, so that's what that is.
And like every little like nod can make you like interested in it, and you can go and Google it and then get involved in it. It's like
Exactly.
an
Like
open gate to that culture. Yeah.
yeah, and it just makes you want to research more of that stuff. You're like, oh, and it's just really I think that's really amazing that you're going to incorporate a lot of the Dominican culture into Freakier Than Normal. And
Yeah.
yeah, so I think that's really awesome. And you also said too that I noticed that in the Kickstarter page too. You also talked about how there were several urban legends that inspired Freakier Than Normal. And
Yeah.
I was wondering, do you have like a certain urban legend from your region of the Dominican that you grew up in?
Yeah. This there's this thing called abaca that is basically like this. How do I explain it? It's like a demon who like he gives you power, but with something in return. It's like a monkey's paw.
Oh
He
wow.
give you like all your wishes, but he takes something precious from you. So the power Mia has, she doesn't know it yet, at the start, but it's gonna take like a toll on her health and her mental health, her physical health, as she goes through the comic. So it's we calling like that power like Hawakai. She's giving her like this tremendous powers, superpowers, but she doesn't know she's like losing part of her humanity with like something like that.
Wow, that's a really, that's really interesting too, because like I feel like, going back to Spider-Man again, it's like with great power comes great responsibility in a sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that takes it to a whole new level because I think there was another comic too that kind of reminded me of that. It was written by Grant Morrison. I forgot what it was called though, but it was about a group of superpowered beings who had these extraordinary abilities though, but then it just kind of drained their life force. It kind of was a risk to their health. And I
Yeah,
think,
like imagine like if Spider-Man every time he shoot a web, he will like grow older 1 year. I'm pretty sure he will be like hesitant to help people
yeah.
and throw himself into danger like that.
I mean, I think that's a really, that's one of the cool things about, stories like that, where it's just, yeah, even superheroes or heroic characters have flaws like we do. They go through certain issues like mental health, especially mental health is a really big one. And
Yeah,
I'm an advocate for mental health. And, mental health is just a reminder that, that even superheroes to a degree, whether they're human or not, they're actually human. They're actually flawed.
yeah,
And even Superman, has mental health issues, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with having
yeah,
mental health issues. I think it's something that really needs to be talked about, and that's another cool thing about Freakier Than Normal. Also, it's just that and I'm glad you brought that up. It's just it's going there's going to be some mental health elements into it that are going to make
yeah. Because
readers relate to that. Like, oh shit, like I
yeah,
go through
because
that.
everyone has like their flaws, and one of the biggest flaws from Miyuki is that like her rashness and impulsiveness. She gets like out in a lot of trouble that she shouldn't be. Like if you see like the preview pages, she's getting like wrecked right away. She doesn't have like a fighting chance at all. But she just jumps at the danger without thinking about consequences.
Yeah,
You know,
without being
that's gonna like cost
strategic.
her. Yeah, that's gonna cost her greatly further on the comic.
But I think too, like with elements like that, a lot of times I feel like that's a time for the character to kind of learn, like excuse
Yeah,
me, gain
something
some wisdom and all that.
that's the character development that's gonna go through.
Yeah,
She's
like,
gonna have to like learn and grow with us.
and with Freakier Than Normal, like who do we find out? Like, so pretty much Volume 1 sounds like it's an introduction to like how she learns these new abilities and all that. Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah, it's kind of a like matchup because as she like grows in power, she also have to like go to like video game reference and stuff. Like there's this guy, I don't know if you saw the comic I sent you in Spanish, but there's this guy that has like a really high psychic power. He can like throw you in different worlds and like shape the reality.
Oh, so
So
there's
that's
gonna be
gonna
some world
come.
building too, probably.
Yeah, one of the chapters we did was like a parody to God of War,
Oh
and
yeah, Kratos.
yeah, and she meets this guy that's like super chubby, and he's like wasted down, and he's supposed to be the God of War, but right now they cut him the God of Food, so he's like a super he's like a super chubby guy, like he's like laying down with he doesn't want to fight or anything, and like Miyuki is like trying to push him into fighting and stuff. We're having fun with it. It's just like nodding different video games and stuff.
I mean, it's a parody and it's also a comedy too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's really funny. I can't wait to read that part.
like if you see like the preview images too, we like broke the fourth wall with one of the artists like going too far into the new stuff, and we're just having fun with the comic, because the first time we started this, we wanted to do like something more serious, but we realized like everyone had like a lot of rough time this last couple of years,
Oh yeah, especially with the
and I
pandemic.
think, yeah, I think we had enough like sad stories for a while. We need something like lighthearted, like comedy, like kind of like bring a smile to the faces.
Oh yeah, yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think comics are a great getaway to get away from like the stigma of like just, all the bad press and the news going on. Like people sometimes need
Yeah.
a world to like, go into and like kind of escape to. And that's one of the cool things about comics too. It's just that I feel like it's just it's a great way to escape. It's, you know,
Yeah, totally. And
yeah,
it's like the community is super welcoming too. Like, without the drama and stuff going on right now on the industry, we were like expecting like some drama and stuff, but not at all. We've been like super supporting with like we got like amazing people backing up. We already made the second
I
goal.
saw that. Like, you're
Yeah,
like
it's
way beyond the goal right now. I mean, I think
yeah, it's
you're at
crazy, man.
7,000 right now.
We are like static. Everyone in the office like celebrating. It's crazy. The support's been amazing. We can't be happier with the community right now.
That's amazing. And I've actually already back to Freakier Than Normal too as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I really can't wait to read it. It just looks really it looks really awesome. I mean, like you got the character Mia and then her sister. Can you tell me about the other characters?
Sure. One of the characters is like I don't know if you've seen on the screen, the guy with a digital face. He's like we call him Game Boy.
Game
Oh, it's
Boy.
real nice. Yeah, yeah. It's a nod to the if you can see on his arm, he has like video game buttons and stuff.
That's a
It's a
cool looking
nod to the
arm.
yeah. It's like a we call this the power glove. It's just say power. I
It
don't know
looks
if you
like a
remember the
gauntlet.
old.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the old SNES power glove that was like super terrible. This is just a parody to that. And this guy, he's called Game Boy, and this guy is called Frank, and they are like I don't know if what you call it, like a paranormal kind of club, something like
like
ghost hunters,
like
stuff like that.
Ghostbusters or something. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like they have like their own club. They're like investigating stuff going on in the country, like paranormal activity and stuff. And they just like they saw the meteor shower like sudden, and they went to investigate and they found Miyuki there with the powers and stuff. So that's how they meet. They save her out of the trouble one time. That's how they get together and stuff. The little character to the right is like the little sister of the mom. She
Yeah.
gets like on a lot of trouble, and she gets kidnapped one time. She has to go save her. That's like one of the plots too. Don't wanna get too much spoiler in it, but yeah.
Well, yeah, it looks like you got a got a great cast of any of these characters. I mean, just like a typical manga and like an anime.
Yeah, and everyone has like their part. We don't like. I know a lot of places like because we got a female lead. We're not gonna like downgrade the guys or downgrade the other girls. We like having everyone on an equal ground.
That's cool.
Everyone has their prowess, their flaws.
That's awesome. Now, since this is based on a manga and all that, have you read any other mangas that inspired this story? Like, do you have a favorite?
My favorite manga right now is Alita Battle Angel.
Okay,
And
Alita,
that's
I've heard about that. I
yeah,
haven't read it yet though, but
that's like one of the heaviest situations because it's like a random girl that they pick her from the trash and they build her like a new body. She's so badass and like wrecks everybody. That's basically it. Like it's like empowering, like coming up from
yeah.
the bottom and racing to the top. That's like the main focus. But we also have like a lot of anime reference and hentai reference, if you wanna say it too.
Oh yeah.
We get a little funny sometimes.
My favorite manga actually would have to be Captain Ken by Osamu Tezuka. One of my favorite mangas. He's the same guy who wrote Astro Boy or who created Astro Boy and
Oh, that's right,
yeah,
yeah.
Mega Man. And Captain Ken's such a great story. It's about a young man who somehow who mysteriously ends up on Mars. He's stronger than most humans who live on Mars. It's like in the distant future where Mars has become colonized by humans. Like we actually take over Mars, and
Gotcha.
the for some odd reason everyone sees this kid who's like on, and the thing about Mars is in this manga is just that it's based on the American Wild West. Like everyone dresses up like it's the 1800s, like they're wearing cowboy boots, everything.
So it's like a cowboy bebop kind of thing.
Kind of like a Cowboy Bebop and a little bit of steampunk too, if you will.
Gotcha.
And he just comes along, and it's turns out that he's actually from the future, and he went back in time to go save his mom, who actually spoiler alert for those of you who are listening, she actually dies in a nuclear explosion on the planet, and he's tasked himself to go save her. And so that's how he's able to be stronger than most, because from his future, I don't know if that has anything to do with the sun, so he's basically kind of Superman.
That reminds me of like Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
He goes back and save his mom and then mess up everything.
The Flash, yeah, he like messes up everything. Like the time continuum just goes out of whack, and
Yeah.
yeah, that was a good comic actually.
Yeah, we had like when we started the idea for this comic, I told you we wanted to do like something more serious and gritty because we were like influenced from comics like that, like Flashpoint, Old Man Logan.
Old Man
Like,
Logan was a good one. Yeah, that was one of my other favorite ones.
We were like heavy into like, yeah, we gotta do something like serious there, like it can shock you. But as we went like on development, we realized like maybe we don't need that to be that serious. Maybe we just need something to laugh about it. We're just gonna have fun and
Yeah, like have some
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, have
Yeah.
a couple laughs.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you chose that direction, because I mean, it looks like a really fun comic. It's really yeah, especially incorporating video games and anime culture. That's and who doesn't love anime? I mean, I
Yeah,
love my
right?
share of anime.
Yeah,
And
right now like anime kind of like going over comics sadly. But yeah. Everyone loves a good comic. I love a good anime.
or a good manga even.
Yeah.
So we're looking at the so for the awards, can you tell us more about the awards for Freakier Than Normal and the Kickstarter?
Oh yeah, we got the projects we love from Kickstarter, like because only on 9 days we already finished the first goal, and they awarded us that because of the quickness and like the community came together to make that possible. We were like celebrating everywhere. That's why we got that award, and we were like sharing it everywhere at the socials and stuff. It was fun.
It's really
It was
awesome.
fun day.
Yeah, I did see that too actually, where you got awarded for like on Kickstarter, and you got awarded for like, I think, was it like the most viewed or something like that?
Yeah, it was the most viewed, and it was like the quickest, one of the quickest to like reach the goal. It was crazy because we were missing like $5 to reach the goal before the time frame, and somebody like randomly just somebody randomly donated like 100. It went way past the thing. We were like,
Oh snap, that happened.
yeah, we were like screaming. Like it was like like it was a reveal for a new game or something. We were like screaming at the office. It was crazy.
All right, so speaking of your team and all that, though, it looks like you guys have like a ensemble of like creators. You have like Francisco Balbuena, who's the
Yeah.
illustrator and colorist. You have Maximo Montero, Darwin Munez, and let's see, Diego Colon and Lisbeth Santos, Janssen
Yeah,
Gabriel.
we had a really big and diverse cast.
Yeah, and
because-
Fabiola Rosso.
We are like a bunch of we are a bunch of friends that I met in college. We've been sticking out together, since then.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's the best part of working with your friends, is that you don't have to worry about stuff like, like backstabbing or like somebody taking credit for you and stuff. We're like having so much fun right now with this comic, and it's great. It's great.
That's really awesome. I mean, that's really, especially like by a group of college friends. I mean, damn, that is like solidarity right there, man.
Yeah, we've been together for a long time, maybe longer than we should.
So I'm looking at the Kickstarter awards, and it looks like there's a lot of good stuff here. I mean, you can get like the indie comic bundle for like about like $1 on the Kickstarter. And let's see, it looks like you'll get a PDF of Baka the Assassin Myth. That sounds really awesome, actually.
Yeah, that one is like really heavy into the mythology that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that one is like really heavy into that, like more exploring that. If you wanna like, if you wanna like learn about culture more, that's gonna be a really good place to start.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, now I'm like really looking forward to getting my bundle. Like I'd like to read some more about that. Let's see. It looks like for $5 you can get the first issue, the first digital issue, and then like the for 15 it goes all the way up to the volume on the digital copy of the volume.
Yeah,
Physical copies like $30.
yeah, that one includes like a couple of wallpapers, a digital copy, and we're gonna put your name on the thank you section, giving you credit to the community. We
Wow,
also
this
have the $50 bundle that comes with a lot of merch, stickers, a figure, a lot of
the
posters.
stickers look awesome too.
Yeah,
I see a lot of postcards and
we also got the last year's like a kind of like a homage to like the best fans that like we're gonna put in the comic like at the end. We're gonna have a big splash art like everybody and their characters all together with all characters. It's gonna be great.
wow. And then like let's see, the biggest one of all is like getting into the comic, where you'll be including a special double page, where 20 people will be drawn like the comic book. That is, man, like I feel
Yeah,
120, man. I'm getting a little tempted, man. Like I would like to see myself drawn in comic book form.
yeah, we're gonna have them like on cool process and stuff, like superhero process. They get to decide if they wanna be like themselves or their characters. So it's gonna be cool. Because I know some people are like shy to draw themselves and stuff. So we're giving them like the option to like use an avatar or something they wanna.
All right, that's cool. So where can we find you on social media?
Sure, that's Alpha Eve on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That should be everywhere. Alpha Eve. If you can't find it, it should be Alpha Eve RD. That's for Dominican Republic. And yeah, that's the main social media where we're gonna be posting everywhere. Like every update is gonna be there.
And oh, I actually forgot to ask you too. Do you know when Volume 2's scheduled to come out, or when it's set to come out?
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a while because we like. If you saw what I sent you, we've been having like a couple editions. We've been remaking everything. The art style is being redone, remade. So we're gonna finish the volume one first, and then we're gonna see when we release the volume two. But it's gonna take a while.
All right, shoot. But at the same time, Volume 1 looks really awesome. I'm really excited about this one, and
Yeah, it has like 5 to 6 chapters. It's gonna be hopefully we get it by spring next year, like early next year. But yeah, we're doing everything, and it's gonna be in color, so it's taking a little bit more time. That's that.
all right, cool. And it looks like how many more days until the Kickstarter? This is still going on right now.
I believe it has like 1 week left. If I'm not mistaken.
All right, people. I mean,
11
1
days,
week
11
left.
days to go, yeah.
And I'll be sure to post. I'll be sure to like to post a link on like my YouTube page and all that though. So and like also
Thank
the
you.
Spotify, so that way people can like click on it and then like just start funding. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even though
thank you. I have to say.
yeah, definitely support this comic. So we're gonna wrap it up right now. So you can definitely take part in this Kickstarter by funding this awesome project. Again, it's called Freakier Than Normal. For those of you, especially for those of you who like manga, I think you guys are gonna love this comic, and who like video games in general. And yeah, and you can definitely find them on Twitter at Alpha Eve. Is that what it is?
Yes, Alpha Eve or Alpha
Awesome.
Eve RD to be any of this.
All right, cool. Well, that's gonna wrap it up. Brian, thanks for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Any last words, bro?
Stay safe. It's crazy out there, so have a good time. Don't think too seriously about stuff.
Amen. I
And
mean, have fun.
yeah,
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on, and thank you so much, constant listeners, for listening. This is Brian Vert16, signing out. And this is Brian, and also Brian Rivera. Brian Rivera, right? I'm sorry, I totally
yeah.
watched that.
We could be a duo, Brian and Brian.
Brian and Brian, yeah, shoot,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. All right, well, we're signing out right now. Thank you so much all for listening, and y'all have a good day and stay safe.
Thank you.